Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. For the longest time, we've thought of AI as something we talk to, something inside an app or on a screen. Well, that whole idea is getting turned on its head.
What if AI wasn't something you had to open up? What if it was just all around you, an invisible intelligence kind of working in the background, making things smoother, guessing what you need next, basically upgrading your reality without you even having to think about it? And believe it or not, that's the world we're stepping into right now.
So, today, we're going to chase AI as it escapes the box. We'll look at how it's upgrading everything from our cities to our cars, making your personal gadgets way, way smarter, and even remixing what creativity means. And yeah, we'll get into the massive high-stakes race between the tech giants to own this future.
All right, let's get into it. The big idea here is this concept of ambient intelligence. The best way to think about it is like electricity, right? It's everywhere, it powers pretty much everything we do, but you never actually think about the power grid when you flip on a light. AI is heading in that exact same direction, becoming this invisible, essential layer of our world.
And make no mistake, this isn't just some small software update. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella called it a tectonic AI platform shift. And that's the perfect word for it. We're not just talking about evolution here. We're talking about a complete reinvention of, well, everything, all thanks to this idea of ambient AI.
Okay, so what does this reinvention actually look like out in the wild? Well, it all starts with taking AI out of the digital world and plopping it right into our physical one. This isn't just about code anymore. It's about intelligence you can actually see and interact with.
And one of the first places this is really taking hold is, you guessed it, in our cars. Qualcomm's CMO, Don McGuire, really nailed it. A car is the perfect place for a hands-free, voice-controlled AI agent. It's got everything it needs: screens, mics, cameras. It's basically becoming your personal assistant on wheels.
So you hear this term agent experience, but what does that actually mean? Well, it means the AI acts as your personal agent. It doesn't just wait for you to tell it what to do, it takes initiative. Like, imagine you're stuck in traffic. The car's AI could just pop up and say, hey, looks like you're going to be late. Should I reschedule your next meeting for you? Or maybe you drive past a cool-looking restaurant and you can just ask your car about it, and boom, it's booked you a table. BMW is even experimenting with this symbiotic drive where the car can take over for a few seconds while you grab your coffee, then smoothly hand control right back. Pretty wild, right? Okay, that's our personal space, but let's zoom out a bit to our cities. Because when things go wrong, like during a natural disaster, having a working cell signal isn't a luxury, it can literally be a matter of life and death. That's why AT&T is rolling out this new AI system called GeoModeler, and its whole job is to keep those networks running no matter what.
And the really cool part is, this system doesn't just react to outages, it predicts them. The AI looks at a situation, like a wildfire, and figures out where the network is going to get slammed. Then, and this is clever, it uses tech that's basically like a super advanced video game engine to simulate how radio signals are bouncing around. With that info, it can automatically adjust antennas, boost power, or even tell emergency crews the absolute best spot to park a portable cell tower.
But it's not just the invisible infrastructure that's getting an upgrade. We're also starting to see actual, physical, autonomous bots sharing our streets.
Check this out. DoorDash has this new delivery bot called Dot, and they're testing it out in Phoenix. Now, forget those little cooler-on-wheels robots you've seen. This thing is a whole different beast. It can zip along at up to 20 miles per hour, and it's smart enough to decide on the fly whether to use the sidewalk, a bike lane, or even the road to get your food to you faster. We're talking about AI making split-second physical decisions right in the middle of our cities.
So this AI is in our cities, it's in our cars, and now it's coming for the devices we use every single day. The tech in our pockets, on our wrists, and all over our homes is getting a massive AI-powered brain transplant.
Let's start at home. You know how Hey Google has been great for setting timers or playing a song? Well, that's about to feel like ancient history. Google is swapping out its basic assistant for the much, much smarter Gemini AI. What that means for you is your smart speakers are about to get way better at having real, complex conversations. Think less robot assistant, more helpful roommate. And that battle for the smartest assistant, it is absolutely raging on our wrists. It's no longer just about counting your steps. In one corner, you've got the next Apple Watch, which is expected to have a seriously beefed up Siri. In the other corner, Samsung's new Galaxy Watch is going all in with Google's Gemini. It's becoming super clear that the intelligence of the AI is the new killer feature.
It's not just watches either. Even smart rings are leveling up. The new Oura Ring 4 is getting a tougher ceramic finish, sure, but the really big deal is on the inside. It can now pull in data from your actual blood tests and use an AI advisor right in the app to explain what all those complex biomarkers actually mean for you. That is some next-level personal health tech.
But of course, to run all this slick on-device AI, you need some serious muscle. And that's why the race for more powerful chips is so intense. This is the engine that makes the whole ambient AI car run. We're already seeing leaks about Apple's M5 chip, and it's promising a huge jump in performance over the M4, which is already a beast. All that raw power is what's going to make these futuristic AI tasks possible, right in the palm of your hand. Now here's where things get really interesting, maybe even a little weird. This AI explosion is pushing into territory we always thought was uniquely human: creativity. AI isn't just crunching numbers anymore. Now it's actually creating stuff. And the one leading the charge right now is OpenAI's Sora 2. If you thought the first version was impressive, get ready. We're not just talking about making silent little video clips anymore. This new model can generate video with perfectly synced audio. We're talking sound effects, music, even characters speaking realistic dialogue, all from you just typing out a description. It is a mind-blowing leap.
In fact, OpenAI is so sure of this tech, they're apparently launching a whole social media app just for Sora videos. But that brings up a really big question, doesn't it? When an AI makes a movie, is that actually creative? Or is it just a really, really clever trick?
Well, scientists recently took a peek under the hood to figure that out. And it turns out what we call AI creativity isn't like human inspiration at all. It's more like a super sophisticated mathematical collage artist. The AI takes millions of tiny little pieces from the data it was trained on and just remixes them in new and interesting ways to create something that looks original.
Yeah, this quote from the study just says it all. It's remixing the pieces, not inventing new ones. The AI is an incredible remix artist, but it can only work with the sounds it's already heard. Humans, on the other hand, we can invent a whole new genre of music out of thin air. That's the difference.
So you can imagine, with this kind of power on the table, from ambient intelligence to creative remixing, it has set off an absolute gold rush. The biggest companies on the planet are in a frantic, high-stakes race to build and control this new AI-powered world.
And if you want to understand the sheer scale we're talking about, just look at this number. For just one of its projects, the Stargate supercomputer, OpenAI needs 900,000 semiconductor wafers, not for the whole project, no, 900,000 per month. The amount of money and resources being poured into this is just staggering. It's on a whole other level.
A demand that huge forces some pretty massive moves. OpenAI had to go and strike deals directly with the chip-making giants, Samsung and SK Hynix, just to get enough memory. Over at Microsoft, they're literally reorganizing the company. They've appointed a new CEO just for their commercial side, with one main job: drive the AI transformation. Why? To free up the big boss, Satya Nadella, so he can focus personally on the deep tech needed to win this race. And you know what happens when there's this much money and power on the line? The lawsuits start flying, and we've got a real clash of the titans on our hands. Elon Musk is suing both Apple and OpenAI. He claims their deal to put ChatGPT on the iPhone is basically a conspiracy to lock out competitors, like his own AI. Of course, Apple's lawyers are having none of it, calling his claims speculation on top of speculation.
So when you step back and look at it all, the delivery bots, the smarter watches, these billion-dollar corporate brawls, you realize they're all just symptoms of the same massive change. AI is no longer contained. It's breaking out, becoming this new, invisible fabric of our everyday lives.
And that leaves us with a really big question to chew on. As AI gets better and better at doing, well, almost everything, analyzing, organizing, even creating, what's left for us? In a world that's powered by this ambient AI, what's going to be our most valuable, most human skill? If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.